Hey there, it's Chuck with RotorBattle.com, and with our third and final match of our Golgari Splash Deck, we have one to die roll, and yes, we will play first. This actually looks fine. No, we will definitely not mulligan to 6 cards. We're going to go ahead and throw out our Force and Experiment 1 first turn, and then we'll have a Overgrown Tomb into Abrupt Decay here, and then Bow of Nylea very shortly after. So this seems like a pretty decent setup here as far as hands go. We have some removal, we have a creature, and we have one of our better artifacts. So we will see how this goes. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with how this deck plays. And we are playing a paid match here, so we will see if we can maybe get a pack out of this to put into a draft. And we'll see whether this guy keeps his hand or not. It's been a minute now and he hasn't done anything, so it will be interesting. Hopefully we get to play here. It's always a bummer when you sign up for something and nobody shows up. So hopefully Mr. Frank Lepore is wanting to play tonight and we don't have to sit here. So he does keep the hand. We will go ahead and throw out our Experiment 1 first turn here. Hopefully we don't get Thought Seized first turn if we're playing mono black. This guy seems to have a little bit of lag here, and we have a Temple of Enlightenment come out. So could be Esper Humans, could be Esper Control, could be Blue-White Control. We are going to pay the 2 life here to have Abrupt Decay on deck. Go ahead and hit him for 1 here. See what happens. Right now we're looking very decent here. The next turn I think I'm going to throw out this Overgrown Tomb to set up for either Hero's Downfall or Bow of Nylea, as we do have Abrupt Decay on board here. And we'll save the Temple of Abandon for the turn after that. As we don't necessarily need to scry just yet. But with 4 lands, we can cast just about anything in our deck that we come into, the exception being Vraska or Arbor Colossus. But I think we're okay with that. And we have a Temple. So this is interesting. Green, blue, white. And have yet to see a creature or anything yet. And there's Polukranos. So no, we will not pay 2 life this turn. So Polukranos is definitely something that I like to see. Now I'm wondering if this guy's double queued here. And this is really interesting. I'm very curious as to what we're up against. And I think the Temple of Abandon is the right play this turn, as we will go ahead and throw out our Bow of Nylea this turn. Hero's Downfall is fine, but I'm not sure we're worried about that right now. Go ahead and throw out our bow. As if we do pull into our Nykthos here. He has a Mutavault. I'm thinking this is some type of a control setup here. It is. And that's fine. Jace is fine. Because we're just going to downfall him this turn. I think we'll do the Stomping Grounds. No, we won't pay 2 life. We'll do green, black, black here. And go ahead and downfall off Jace here. Getting rid of one of the bigger threats. So, won't do much there, as it does nothing. But we'll see what he's got on board here. He's got 7 cards in hand still. And Kiora comes out. So he prevents all damage that Kiora can do to him. Throws out another land here. Should have probably kept that at this point. So we will go ahead and throw out Polukranos this turn. Which will evolve our Experiment 1. We'll add the green here to go ahead and put a +1/+1 counter on it. And it won't do any good to attack this turn, so we'll go ahead and pass turn back to him. And this is a control deck of sorts. So we'll see what happens here. He is going to Supreme Verdict. That stinks. So he's going to draw a card, play an island, and we will play out our Gruul Gilgate and gain 3 life here. And pass back the turn to him. And hopefully we draw into something pretty decent here. As he has like 1 billion lands that he can do whatever he wants to with here. Courser's going to be alright. Never mind seeing this guy. Land off the top. And more land. So we will add green. And go ahead and gain 3 more life here. Sphinx's Rev looks like. For a gajillion. And to me, I don't know, these control decks just seem so boring to play against, but I'm sorry, that's what it is, so we are in it for the long haul, I suppose. It'll prevent all damage to that creature this turn. Looks like Elspeth's coming out here. Will be a perfect opportunity to bring Bioblight in from the sideboard. And we will play the Gruul Gilgate. We have Vraska on board here, so that's pretty nice. Don't need to worry about bringing in anything else. We'll just go ahead and throw a +1/+1 counter on Courser here. We'll create 3 more soldiers here. And we can take out one of his soldier tokens here. And he has a Jace. So we'll go ahead and gain a life here. Go ahead and get Vraska out. Dissolve Vraska. And we'll go ahead and concede this because we're getting nowhere fast here. We will definitely bring in this Hero's Downfall. We will bring in the Golgari Charms. We will bring in the Pithing Needle. Seems like these are going to be well worth their time. As well as the Bile Blights and Thought Seizes. So basically we just bring in everything here. Except for the Mizium Mortars because they don't do us any good. And we'll get rid of the Abrupt Decays as they don't do any good here. Domri's still good. Devour Flesh is not worth it. Desecration Demon we don't really care about in this matchup. And even these Deadly Recluses aren't that great. So we don't really have to worry about flyers. Arbor Colossus we can get rid of one of. I'm even okay with getting rid of one Vraska. And maybe even an Experiment 1 or 2. Bow we'll get rid of one of. And one more Experiment 1 here. And I think this is fine. Yes, we will play first here. We got 2 Heroes Downfall, Golgari Gildegate. Yeah, this is fine. We will not mulligan this. Start off with Gildegate here. We'll go ahead and throw out the temple. Golgari Charm is fine. As basically we assume almost a green-white or a green-black control deck here. We do have our Reaper on board for next turn, so that's going to be pretty nice. Although it doesn't protect it from Supreme Verdicts. We do have a lot of other answers for things. And Skylasher is going to be fine too. But I think this turn we will go ahead and throw out the Reaper here. And if he brings out Kiora here, we have an answer. So he does, and that's fine. He'll +1-er, which is also fine. And Experiment 1 works really well here too. So we'll go ahead and get rid of Kiora. Go ahead and cast out our Experiment 1 here. And see what he's got coming up next. Jace? Supreme Verdict sucks. Whip is going to be fine. I do not mind Whip at all at this point. And actually, I think that's the play this turn. Go ahead and run out our Whip. So that basically turns everything he puts into the graveyard into a great ability for us. Elspeth is fine, as we have the answer to her. And Arbor Colossus is fine too. So he'll go ahead and swing in with all of them here, which is fine. And we have a Misty Hydra here, but I think we'll just go ahead and run out the Golgari Charm. And then pass turn is we'll run out Skylasher at the end of his turn. He's going to Sphinx his Rev here. And I did not do what I needed to do there, but that's fine. Go ahead and run out Domri this turn. See if it gets countered. It does. And so we play tit for tat here. Another land here would be really nice. He has another Elspeth. And I think the play here is just to go ahead and run out Sylvan Caryatid. We'll save our Bile Blight here for when he gets really crazy with his soldier tokens. So we'll go ahead and divide him up like that. I'm sure he'll take the Mutavault. He didn't. And we run into that. So what I think we do here is we Bile Blight. And we'll go ahead and run out our Mistcutter Hydra here. And we'll get after Elspeth. And we'll get rid of Jace. And he's going to block one of the two here. And the problem here is he just has so many cards. That's the just absolute downside to this. Is he has just a ton of cards here. And there's not really any way I can get around I don't have a flyer in my graveyard here. All I have is the Reaper that I can resurrect here. And nothing has trample. So I think the smart play here is just to throw out the Arbor Colossus. Which will help us stabilize a little bit. So he's going to throw two soldiers in front of it. And it seems like he just has the upper hand here, as I'm not really drawing into anything to deal with these things right now. And that is definitely not going to help. I really need a Vraska to drop here so that I can deal with this Elspeth, but the chances of drawing into that are pretty crazy right now. Polukranos is pretty good, so we'll put him on top of the library here. And I think we can safely go ahead and activate the whip this turn. Bring back our Reaper here. And he'll throw blockers in front here, but that's fine because I'm gaining 10 life this turn. And I get the Scry here. And Polukranos is again fine. And now Reaper is gone. And we can block one of these guys here, which is fine. Take 2 damage. Number 1, actually we can go ahead and activate this and we can bring back our Experiment 1 as well as our Polukranos this turn. And actually get after Jace here. But I doubt that'll work because Elspeth is going to go off this turn, which is horrible. Because all of his creatures are about to get ridiculous. And that pretty much just seals it, so that's awful. The double Selesnya Charm does it. And he'll take the Sphinx's Rev here. And now he just does a bazillion damage to me. So BioBlight would be about the best draw I could have right now. And that is not going to do it. The cool news is that we can get rid of Kiora. Maybe. No. He just last breaths and gained me some more life, but doesn't really do anything at this point. So if I don't draw a BioBlight this turn, I'm just dead. And that's not going to do it. So we lose this one due to not having enough of the right things. And that is what it is. So, yep. Thanks for watching. It's been Chuck with RodeckBuilder.com, and thanks for watching.